So I just wanted to share a quick thought that I had. And, it goes like this. Never allow other people's choice for death to interfere with your own choice for life. It's sort of like, it's easy sometimes to lose sight, of what we want out of life and how to proceed. Because we get sucked into these situations where other people are drawn to misery and suffering, and like we want to help them, but it's sort of impossible to be there for people who are choosing death, essentially. And it's easy to lose track of our own vision, our own commitment to life, essentially, our own choice for life. And so long as somebody else is choosing death and we're inviting them into our life, it's it can distract us from our own decision for life, our own choice for life. The choice for life can be it can be a bit of seem like a very ruthless thing, because we must choose that which supports life and disregard everything else. And the world is sort of taught us to be these sympathetic towards people who are not in alignment with life, and we're taught to think of everyone as equally, like they should have some entitlement to our energy, but they don't, because if their mission in life is to dissipate life and to distract from life and to destroy life, then essentially by supporting that, we are choosing death, and we're choosing to be part of their, not only their death but our own death, because we're inviting death into our life. We're participating with them, and we tell ourselves maybe this is how it should be, but it's not how it should be. It's not good. It's not healthy. We have to choose life in the face of all other things. So we have to choose people in our life who are also choosing life, because that is what it means to choose life, is to support those who choose life and to support our own will for life, to support our own desires, our true desires, not our fake self. And essentially, what does it mean to choose life? It means to choose ourselves as we are. And most people don't allow themselves to be what they are because, of religion, politics, fucked up childhood, and they get trapped in these ideas of what should be, and, what should be, a lot of energy goes into what should be, but what should be will always lead you to death if what should be is not what is. What is doesn't need an explanation. It's like the sky, it's like the ocean, it's like this planet. It is. It simply is. And the sooner we realize that, the sooner we can begin to make choices that actually support life. It's like, there's like this fallacy. It's called the just world fallacy. And it's like this false idea that the world is like a kind, nice place. Well, regardless of whether, what state the world is in, we have to continue to choose life and to do the things that are practical in the world that support life, and cut ties with those who dissipate life and, make it harder, because they're not dealing with reality. They're dealing with some imaginary, either delusion or some form of, some thought structure that doesn't allow them to really interact with the world and meet the world where it is. Because, we need to be with what actually is the reality if we want to survive in this world. Because this world, it's a beautiful place, but it will cut us apart if we lose track of, what our surrounding is. And it's not a matter of good or bad. It's just a matter of what is, and you need to treat yourself the way you treat the world. Don't treat yourself with contempt and suspicion and fear and a burden to be other than what you naturally are. Learn to look at it, accept it, and then act from a place of clarity so that you can actually begin to materialize your desires. Because if you're not dealing with reality, your desires will always be conflicted and they'll be half formed, and you'll learn lessons, of course, each way along, because the lesson will always be, hey, take a closer look at yourself, take a deeper look inside, learn what it truly means to be yourself in this very moment. Regardless of everything that is stressing you out, look at that, allow it to be okay to be where you are. Because no one else's voice in this world will ever define you or what it means to be successful. What does it matter what these people in this world think of you? Most of them are lost, completely lost in a delusion, and they're going down tracks, dissipating their life. So, these people, it's amazing, how these miserable people will never cease to act like they're authorities that are in a strong position to give you advice that will be helpful to you. But why would you take advice from someone who's miserable, from somebody who doesn't have their own life together, someone who's not in a state of bliss? Only listen to people who are actually happy in life and who aren't trying to take something from you. People who it brings them more joy than to give you the truth, the celebrational truth of celebrating what and who we really are. Anyway, I'll leave it here. So, hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope this is helpful.